When I go on a basketball court, I'm not going out there to punch somebody in the mouth. I'm not going out there to try to pick a fight with anybody. But I'm like, I'm not going to tell him to shut up. If you can't handle him talking shit, that's on you. At that moment, though, the way he was getting under guys' skin, I appreciated that.
Draymond Green, baby! Yo, Mr. New Media himself. You know, the difference between us, the new media, and y'all, Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, old media, the new media, you know what we do? You know, we're not all talk. We're not afraid to fucking punch our teammates. Skip and Shannon, y'all can talk all y'all want at each other. Y'all are never gonna swing. You know, I usually don't like talking about like headlines that everybody has already gotten to. So this video leaked on TMZ like early in the morning. Usually when people have all day to talk about something and I'm just getting into it now, there's just nothing left to say. Like, this is all anyone's talking about. On my social media, I've just seen all the discussion for this. Draymond's this, Draymond's that. And then, of course, who the fuck leaked this video? They need to find out who did this, right? You would stab your team in the back. The organization that pays you probably pretty well. If you have any access to this sort of footage, you think an NBA team isn't compensating you decently well? A lot of people are preying on this person's downfall. Especially Warriors fans, probably. This was kind of ready to be swept under the rug. Not that it wasn't news before, but without the video, you know, it's a team altercation. And they say, well, we'll deal with it internally. And therefore, the Warriors can do whatever they want in terms of addressing the situation and making sure that, you know, it dies down. The PR team is freaking the fuck out right now. And I love it. You know, I want to shake the hand of whoever did this. Who's responsible? Because this is what we needed to see. This is not cool. You know, for everybody saying, oh, this happens all the time. This happened all the time in the 90s. Come on. I don't know if anybody ever had the video of MJ punching Steve Kerr. I don't think so, right? MJ punching Steve Kerr, that came out years later. First of all, it's MJ. But also, could it have been this bad? Like, I know the footage is kind of grainy, but holy fuck. There was a lot that went into this punch. This wasn't just, you know, being a menace, being mad. This has been building up. Something hit a boiling point between Draymond and Jordan Poole. And I know exactly what it was. Draymond has this idea. He has this line of thinking, which at this point is so far out the window. The Warriors are going to understand that he deserves a max contract. Obviously, nobody in their goddamn right mind would give Draymond a max contract for the sake of his play on the court. At this point of his career, like, he's only getting worse. He's still a very good player, but this guy used to be in the All-Star game every year during when the Warriors were repeating, and he was getting benched in the finals. That being said, he's a starter on a finals team, the Golden State Warriors, but yeah, he's getting older. And no one, like I said, no one's going to pay this guy a max contract. It's just a loyalty thing, though. Draymond expects the Warriors to recognize that he has given them a lot and been a key cog in righting the ship of their franchise from being highly unsuccessful until about the mid-2010s, and then you get Steph Curry's breakout, and the rest is history. But, my friend, you have done fucked up. How do you remedy this? They say that winning cures all ailments. Winning cures all ills, or winning cures all ailments. I don't know. You have a lot of shit going on in your locker room. I'm sure the KD Warriors had so much shit like this. Not to this degree, perhaps, but we know just based on how Draymond and KD have conversed over the last few years and during their tenure there. Shit was not all good behind the scenes. The expectations were so high that the level of animosity was clear, even though we didn't get a video like this. But this shit is insane. What the hell could Jordan Poole have said? Another thing everybody just wants to know. And maybe one day we'll know. Maybe one day someone who was there will give us the scoop. Was it something super personal? Like, I could understand how you let this guy get under your skin, and you could understand that too, couldn't you?
At that moment, though, the way he was getting under guys' skin, I appreciated that.
Did you need to wind up like that? Imagine if you put as much effort into your three-point shot as you did into this punch, you know? The Warriors, if they start out 30-5, will this even matter? I think it would, just because you will hit adversity again. And when you hit adversity, you can't escape something like this, especially if everybody knows about it now. It's just too big of a deal. And I don't care how sound the Warriors are as an organization. When shit like this hits the public, that's the key thing. Now, I don't know how Jordan Poole's gonna handle this, and that's pretty much what this all comes down to. But I think one thing is very clear. Draymond Green, his time with the Warriors is probably over after this season. when he's up for that new contract, because it's very hard to see that him and Jordan Poole being on the same team next year. My hypothesis, upon reacting to this and seeing that this is happening, seeing that there's tension here, is that Draymond is just jealous because he wants that big money. He wants that bag. He's not going to get that shit. If he wasn't going to get it before this, he sure as hell wasn't going to get it after. And my guess is he wasn't going to get it before this because he knows Jordan Poole is going to get that bag. And I think that's what this is coming down to. I know it's Jordan Poole, so we think it has something to do with women. I don't know if anything is out of bounds for Jordan Poole to say it, if he's really that big of a trash talker. I haven't really heard that. I mean, maybe he's annoying and he's really good, so he might have been cooking his ass and talking shit. But how is Draymond? You're known as a tough guy. You're known as the guy that gets under other people's skin, not vice versa. You've played basketball at the highest level for so long, and being an enforcer type, what can we say? What can we say that hasn't been said already? I would say that Draymond is a fucking bum. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Jordan Poole's up next. The Warriors are giving this guy big money next year. They might give him the max contract. Someone is going to give this guy a max offer sheet. And the Warriors are going to be stupid if they don't match it. And I think they will, because I think they understand what they have. They get to see him play every day. Draymond Green is very aware of that. I mean, he's also aware of Wiggins, but Wiggins is never going to get in a fight with anybody. But I just said Wiggins because he's going to get paid. Draymond Green is not getting paid by the Warriors. And I don't know who else is paying him, because all the shit that's happening with him, bad for his press, bad for his PR. Is he going to explain this situation via podcast on his next episode? Hey, man, I'm sure a lot of people would tune in for that. Maybe it's a good marketing strategy. Maybe that's what all this is. Let's just stir up drama. Get those podcast views up. He's got his transition all set up for what he's going to get into post-NBA career. You could retire right now. I mean, we've seen Draymond in the Warriors uniform his entire career. We've seen his complete development, up the mountain, peak Draymond, thinking 2016 around, and he's great through the KD years. But at this point, he's like right here. I mean, we can't expect him to get any better. He's just got to make that transition into media. And if he talks about this, maybe he'll just give an incredibly polarizing response that generates even more clicks. I'm just trying to imagine a team that would give this guy money. I mean, he's not going to be out of the league. Someone's going to want him. There are certain teams that might avoid this guy like the plague, and whatever contract he gets, it's not going to be very big, I can tell you that much. I think it just comes down to jealousy. Jordan Poole has next. He's the new Golden State Warriors era. And you're out of here. And this is going to be what they remember you for. I understand shifting the blame onto whoever's leaking this video. Because, like I said before, who would be talking about this right now if the video hadn't come out? Like, we talk about it a little bit. It's a headline. But what else is there to say about it? Like, animosity builds up within teams sometimes. Behind the scenes, a lot of shit goes down. And PR teams don't want anybody to know about that. The expectation is that the public and the fan base thinks that everything is rainbows and sunshine. Everything's got to be good, and this is the farthest thing from good. Like I said, though, earlier, like, if they win a shit ton of games this year, I'm not going to say they can't win the championship, but goddamn, if they start out bad, in a year with the NBA where there's so many teams that we feel like could compete, or could make noise, or could knock off a contender in the playoffs, I think it's really easy for a team to have a moment like this and just completely slip up, and just be behind. I know it's a long season. Maybe we're not even thinking about this in fucking April, but I think there's a chance that something like this could always come back, because the contract situation will always be looming. It's not like they're going to get to March and these guys aren't still playing for contracts, whatever this isn't going on. It's just about Jordan Poole's response if he decides to make it more than just a one-time thing. And of course, whatever the Warriors say, oh, it's not, they're best friends now, situation's been resolved, Jordan's in great spirits. Yeah, I mean, they would like you to think that. That could be far from the truth. So, wow, madness, absolute madness. Draymond Green is a hypocrite. Hopefully he gets a suspension. I mean, this is kind of like when Bobby Portis knocked the fuck out of Nikola Mirotic for my Chicago Bulls back in 2018, 17, 18. One of those 2 years. Mirotic broke his face and got a concussion, and they never played together on the NBA court. I think he was traded after that, right? They were both traded after that, I think. I don't think they ever played together. And clearly that was the reason why, that we had to move on from those players, and that's the thing. This could be just as bad as that. I mean, Jordan Poole didn't have his face broken, from what we know, but we all saw that. He wasn't just giving him a noogie, bro. I think that fourth ring has inflated his ego a little bit too big, to the point where he thinks he deserves max money, he thinks he's entitled to it, but he knows he's not going to get it, and that's why he's mad. That's my theory, so let me know what you guys think. If you believe that, if that's believable to you, but wow. Golden State Warriors, that's too bad, man. Couldn't be my team. This has been Bucketology. I'll see you guys in the next video.